Hacking. So Mickey, say that again. Mic drop. That is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, so we're excited.
Awesome.
Did we just miss all those good wins on recording, Sean?
I completely missed him. Completely missed him.
Oh.
Well, I'm one like that. I'm not sure where the guy came from, and like an idiot, I didn't ask him, but because he fit the criteria of people we were soliciting to, and so we assumed he came from there. And then I looked him up, and Marie looked him up, and he was not in our database, but he booked a call. And I talked to him on Saturday. Well, he didn't book a call. He just sent in a HubSpot form, and so I called him on Saturday. We have an appointment to see him tomorrow. And we had another appointment on a house that was a lead, and they took an offer with Opendoor, but she said, I will stay in touch with you because we know what's going to happen with Opendoor is their offer is higher than ours, but it's going to come down lower once they get all the final numbers. So we'll see what happens with that.
A couple other organic leads through the website, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, I love this. I love this. So since
Liz
I missed
the mic drop too. There you go, Liz. There's your mic drop.
Hold on, because Liz and Marie are going to get a bigger mic drop here in a minute. Roger's got some cool shit to show everybody. However, since I missed it for Lorraine and Mickey, if you record a 30-second piece and send it to us, I will personally give you something fun and valuable.
There you go.
A 30-second piece on what?
Just reshare what you just shared.
Oh, okay.
But just record it and send it to us.
Got it.
Okay. And Mickey, I'm still waiting on something else from you.
Yes. And you need to do the hair.
No, I like your hair that way. That's the Mickey I like. Just like I like Lorraine's hair the other way, not this way. It's not the Lorraine I know.
We all evolve, Sean. We change. We
Yeah.
We adapt.
I think whoever said it had it right. I'm just jealous. I can't evolve and change. All right. Anybody else got a fun win? Something they want to share? No, nothing.
I do.
Let's hear it.
So today I signed the engagement paperwork for the For Purpose Law Firm to create my nonprofit.
Boom. Next steps on the way.
Yep. So I'm doing it with the resources I have by myself. Not going to give up. I'm doing it anyway.
Awesome. Time to get moving. All right. With that, some good wins this week. I like it. Some of you that are sitting there going, my website's not giving me any leads. You might want to look at the ones that are getting leads and find out what they're doing different. Like listening to Roger and John. But with that, I'm actually going to kick it over to Roger because he's got some really cool stuff to show. But before I hand it over to him to go through this, how many of you guys saw the video he posted in the group breaking down JP's website and what happened to JP in 24 hours? Thanks to all the work that he's put in, right, over the last almost year. Fruits of the labor starting to pay off. Roger will expand on that a little bit more. However, we got somebody else that Roger found that's doing some pretty cool things and has some pretty cool things happening online. And we're going to break down somebody live right here in the moment in about the next 10 minutes or so. He's going to take about 10, 15 minutes to break it down, show it, talk about some next steps that this particular business has to go through. Would that be valuable to you guys? Yes or yes? Yes? Good. All right, Roger, you can take it away for about 10 or so minutes.
All right, guys. So first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and share kind of what happened, right, with JP Anchored Homes and what's going on, because there are some very specific things that he was already doing and things that were working out for him. And then when we actually added more content, meaning more city pages, he was able to leverage that stuff that he's done in the past and it reflected right with his new pages. So I'm going to go ahead and share real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, just give me a thumbs up that you guys can see my page. Everything should be good. All right, cool. All right, so first things first, JP here had sent in a request. He wanted to find out, you know, what he needed to do to kind of pierce another market, right? He's going to be moving into another market, which is Florida. He's actually out of the New Jersey market. So there's a number of conversations that went into this in regards to, all right, so when are you doing this? What cities are you going to go after in Florida? And also just the overall, do you want us to start changing the message overall on the homepage? Because before it was all about New Jersey. So that's what we did for him. And here I'm on his homepage. So we actually went through and adjusted the homepage a little bit just to be more general. A lot of you guys, we started doing that a lot more for most of our clients because we never know when you guys are going to start expanding. So before I used to recommend, hey, your homepage should be talking about your state, right? But then I got tricked by you guys, by our clients. 6 months later, you're telling me you want to go into another state, which it needs, you know, it's a big strategy to change a lot of the content. So what I started doing is start generalizing things. So that's what we did for JP. Then we created all those city pages. But before all this, and we're talking about months ago, if you look at this little number up here, it says 15. He has done a lot of due diligence on his end to start building the awareness. Social media, you guys see him on social media all the time, videos. He's worked, he hasn't gone into our higher end package, but he's done it on his own. He's gone out there, recruited bloggers that are out in the internet talking about real estate and given them a piece of content and creating a guest blog. So that particular blogger then mentions his company. He's done that a number of times. That has moved the needle on his authority score. A lot of you guys will see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something very low. Does that hold you back? Absolutely not, but it helps for future content. As you can see, JP has gotten his authority score up to a 15. Well, that kind of probably helped out a little bit when we actually launched the pages, but he can't just launch garbage pages. He actually, you know, we put optimized content, which is a lot of the same content you guys have, and it got him to a certain level, as you guys saw in the video. But now we're actually going one step further and we're creating unique content. He's hired us to go ahead and literally rewrite all those pages in a unique fashion. And so we're going after positions 1, right? Now we have them in most cases in page 1. Now we're going after position 1. Okay. So now that's JP. Everything went well. So I had a comment in the group from Liz, which thank you, Liz, for leaving that comment. That's what it's all about, guys. Please leave your comments, your questions, things like that, because then maybe we can feature you on one of these calls so I can kind of dig a little deeper with my team and possibly, that's why I didn't want to just go one-on-one, Liz. I thought everybody can benefit from your question. So what we're going to do, we're going to analyze and do the same thing, how Liz and Marie can actually start gaining that traction like JP has. And this is the same process all of you guys can probably take into your toolbox and then, you know, go step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and close this window for JP and we're going to go over to Liz and Marie. So I do want to start with it's not just one step, guys. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen just by doing one of the tasks that I'm about to mention. It's a combination and pretty much having that dedication, right, towards your online presence to keep doing these tasks. And as you do these tasks that I'm going to talk about, then you start seeing some of those results. You start seeing that needle move a little bit. But if you're just doing one of these things and you're coming back 6 months later and saying it doesn't work, then that's not the way it works, right? It's like, you know, it just doesn't work that way. So let's kind of dive deep because there's a lot Liz and Marie have done with their new brand. And this is difference. JP Anchored Homes has been around for a couple years now, right? The domain itself has existed on the internet for a couple years. Liz and Marie have only existed for a couple months, right? That's it, brand new. So building that authority with Google with the historical kind of like data, JP had that on his side. Liz and Marie, and like many of you guys, you're probably just getting started with either your brand or you had a website before that wasn't doing much for you, right? And now we got you in the game. Google's kind of starting to recognize you, but you're still at the bottom of that priority list for Google, right? To kind of start moving you up. So Liz and Marie here have done a number of things. We'll kind of look at their locations. As I hover here, you guys can see what we're going to be looking at today. So they have a list of locations, mostly in Arizona and one in Idaho, Boise, Idaho, right? So they got them all here. So brand new site. So let's kind of hit on what I think, Marie, I'm assuming here, because I think this is where, or Liz, where you guys are located is Phoenix, right? It's probably the hub, even though everything else is all right around it, right? And I had a little bit of fun here doing this one because these are my old stomping grounds. So I'm familiar with all these places. So this is really cool to do. But one of the things that Liz and Marie did was shoot a unique video for each location, right? I saw some of the comments for JP. I was laughing about it because this is not a strategy to build your YouTube channel. We're not looking for becoming an influencer. This is an SEO play. So when you get those comments, don't be discouraged that, hey, you did it wrong. That's not the point. It's an SEO strategy. Those guys are influencers trying to kind of guide you on how to build your YouTube channel for influencer strategies, right? This is not an influencer strategy. This is strictly for SEO. So keep that in mind, because I have a big tip here that Liz and Marie need to do to gain more power out of this YouTube channel or YouTube video that they shot. Here we go. So I'm going to click on the video. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go to YouTube, take notes here because there is a mistake here. Not a mistake, just something that was left out. I'll go ahead and pause. And number one, positive. Boom. They geotagged the video. In YouTube, it allows you, as you upload it, to geotag it. Basically, where was this video shot? Make sure you put the location in there, right? Boom. Number two, they put the keyword that I asked them or that we've said on this channel. What's the keyword? The most popular one, we buy houses, right? We buy houses in Phoenix, Arizona. I think there's multiple questions from other clients in the past. Should I put the full name Arizona or should I put AZ? In my opinion, if I would have done this, I would have put AZ, but it doesn't matter. It's just naturally how I would have written it out. Arizona is fine. And I even like that they appended a little bit of how can we help you, right? That's fine. If you were to just put this right here, you would be fine as well. Okay. Just once again, this is not an influencer video that you're trying to do something. This is strictly SEO, right? Number two, we're going to go into the description. Okay. So the description I think is good, right? I want you to feel that you can actually, in a way, keyword stuff, because YouTube is still the Wild West of SEO. You can still do those gray hat strategies that you cannot do on your website, which means just mention a bunch of keywords and stuffing them and stuff like that. YouTube, you can still do that and win. Okay, so it's I don't know how long that's going to last, but might as well take advantage of it now. All right, so that right here, I think you guys do well. Liz and Marie, if you feel like you can work in a couple more we buy houses in Phoenix, sell your house fast in Phoenix, home buyers in Phoenix, you know, things like that, cash buyers in Phoenix, and sprinkle those into this description, go back and do it. But I want to show you guys, and I want to see if anybody picks it out first, and raise your hand real quick. I'm only going to give a couple seconds. I only have 10 minutes to go through this. Do you see anything that's missing that I always mention? Anything that's missing? It's pretty obvious, but I'll see.
Backlinks?
What's that?
Is there any backlinks to their website?
It's close. It has to do with the links.
The homepage?
There is no link to the Phoenix page.
Isn't that a backlink?
Huge. The whole point of this video is to create a backlink to the city page that you're talking about. And right here, there is no great job, right? You can have multiple links on this description, but the main thing is to have a backlink to the city page you're talking about. So Liz and Marie, you need to add one more page here that goes back to the / we buy houses in Phoenix. Does that make sense? Boom. All right. So that's it for YouTube. That's it, guys. If you guys don't have the time, the whatever, you know, that it takes to create these videos, go to Fiverr, call us. We can create these videos for you. These videos do not have to be perfect. They do not have to be professionally done. I just need a piece of media that can be uploaded to YouTube that then you can optimize and create a backlink. That is all you're doing. Since you guys aren't going out there and getting guest blogs and all that, this is just a way to leverage the power of the domain of YouTube, which has a domain authority of 100. If you guys can see that, it's ridiculous, right? And now Liz and Marie easily for free are going to get a backlink that they created to their website. That's going to give them a little bit of a boost. That's the whole point. All right, let's go back to the website, guys. I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to get rid of the YouTube. Hopefully you guys got a little bit out of that portion. Next, this right here. This right here is what we call the H1. If you were reading, if this was a book, this would be the main title of the chapter or the main title of the book. Okay. So this is the main thing. So when a reader goes into a book, they look at the title to figure out what's in that chapter or book or whatever, right? So Google does the same thing for your web pages. So I went and searched exactly their H1. I want you guys to take note of this. This is not rocket science. If I take this and I put it into Google, and I already did my geo changer, so Google knows that I'm searching in the Phoenix area. So I tricked the browser. So I'm sitting right next to Liz right now in Phoenix, and I'm doing this search. All right, I'm going to drop it in here. I'm going to go, and Google's kind of looking for everything that has to do with these keywords within this sentence here. And first of all, it spits out our ads. We don't play in the ads at the moment. But if we scroll down, we start seeing, boom, they actually do somehow are on page 1, right? They are on page 1. Now, is their homepage, is their homepage, is their homepage on here? No, it's their Phoenix page. Why? Because that's what's on the keyword Phoenix, okay? So another one that I want to do that's a little more competitive, and Liz and Marie are in a competitive market. Let's be honest. Phoenix is a competitive market. We're going to go to the popular one. We buy houses. Houses in Phoenix. And we'll do that. I actually want to do the AZ because that's the exact way we put it on. All right, cool. So I already did the search, guys. So the We Buy Houses, let me look at my notes here. Liz and Marie are indexed within this search, but they are not on page 1. This is very, very competitive keyword. They are exactly on page 8. There they are. And even at that, Google decided to put their Mesa page on there, not even their Phoenix page. That gives me an indication that this domain is still very new and Google's still trying to figure out this website. So Liz and Marie, good news. You guys are still floating in the cyberspace of Google's index, them trying to figure out where you land. Good news is, again, that you are in the index. Good news, you are within the 10 pages. You are not on page 100 where you don't exist, right? So now you guys probably want to keep an eye on this and see what you need to do. Build guest blogs, right? Do another video about a different topic about foreclosure and put a link in there back to the Phoenix page if it's a foreclosure process in Phoenix, right? Something like that. What I don't want you to do is go and create a blog post that says the exact same thing that this landing page says, okay? So I heard you say, that's why I wanted to kind of do this on here. I don't want you guys to think that you got to go and create another blog that talks about We Buy Houses in Phoenix, right? Don't do that. You have to go, and I actually purposely have our silo structure here. So if we look at our silo structure here, this right here, the main silo page or the landing sales page is your We Buy Houses in Phoenix, right? Our Phoenix page. So it's already created. Next thing is you need to decide what your categories are. Foreclosure, probate, tired landlords, whatever, right? You need to create a blog post that talks about the tired landlords in Phoenix and link it back to that page. And then these other ones are additional blogs that talk about tired landlords in Phoenix. Maybe you're a retired tired landlord. Maybe you're a professional that needs to get rid of your properties, right? Maybe you are a single mom that had a couple rentals and you're struggling because you have kids and you got to do something. I got all these ideas from Mickey, actually. So I'm looking at my notes over here, but this is the point, guys. It's not different for any of you guys. It's just creating content correctly and not duplicating the content or duplicating the efforts. If you focus on your city pages, categories, and blog posts, you are basically putting the correct information on the site. And it doesn't have to be hundreds and hundreds about this Phoenix location, right? I recommend a We Buy Houses Phoenix location, right? Or a service page to Andrea's not in real estate, but this would be a service page. And then who can benefit from that service, right? The avatar, right? The categories. And then what questions would that avatar have are these blog posts, right? And as you can see it, one page here, one category, and per category about 3 to 4. That's why I have 4 here, but 3 to 4 questions that you can answer that are all interlinked is perfect, right? And that will help you guys kind of move the needle. So I only have probably 1 more minute here. So for Liz and Marie, I just want to tell you guys, I did a ton of keyword research for you guys on popular keywords that are in your content. And you guys are ranking basically on all the top keywords that I was looking for between page 1 and page 10. So you guys are in the race. So that's basically what you wanted is like, what am I doing? Am I doing something? Do I need to be doing anything more? You need to decide, and this is for everybody. Now that you guys, all of you guys are in the race, by the way, because you have websites with us, they're purposely done for that. You might not be on page 1, but you're somewhere in the index. So you need to decide now, where do I want to focus, right? This month or the next 2 months. Do I want to focus on Phoenix? Then focus on Phoenix and don't think about any other city in regards to your online presence, right? In regards to your content that you're going to create, because then you get veered off or you dilute your effort. Right? So if you're going to focus on Phoenix, for example, Marie, to move the needle for this month, then you would go to your silo structure and say, all right, do I have a city page? Yes. Do I have a category page? No. Then that's the first piece of content I need to create. I need to create an avatar, right? Well, who is it? Foreclosure? Okay, I need to create a foreclosure general avatar page for Phoenix, right? And then what questions would that avatar foreclosure person have? Well, now, once I get my list of questions, those are my 4 blog posts, additional blog posts. And you're done for the month or 2 months, whatever it takes you to do that, right? Then the following month, you got your homework. What's the next avatar? Probate? Okay, let's do probate. So within one city, within Phoenix, you should have enough work for the next like 2, 3, 4 months. There's a lot of content to build out. Any questions, guys?
So I just want to kind of recap almost and make sure I understand. So we're going to go, because that was my question. If we're going to write the same blog or whatever per city. So instead, we're going to take a topic, focus on that topic in that city, and so the keyword would be the city. The category is going to be the topic we're going to talk about. We could focus on that for a month. And then the next month, so let's say now I'm going to move into Mesa. Can I take that same information and just change it to use the word Mesa in it instead of Phoenix?
Great
That can be
question.
the same content.
Great question. And what I want to recommend here, I want to be very, very clear, because there is something called duplicate content. And I know you guys see it on all your city pages, stuff like that, but I've optimized those. Those were done by professionals, right? That's why it works over and over and over in many places. You got to be careful, because what I would do if you write a foreclosure blog about Phoenix and you want to use that same foreclosure blog for Mesa, I would recommend taking the snippets, not the whole thing, right? Taking the most important paragraphs that make sense to use, that you don't have to reiterate or rewrite, right? It's like, that makes sense. But you need to also add your unique pieces in there about the process of foreclosure in Mesa, right? What are the stats about foreclosures in Mesa, right? What's the environment around that, and things like that. That's how you can start really personalizing it towards Mesa and not, sounding so much like the last one. And Google does award that, because there's so much you can say, right, about the Mesa product, and those work in your industry. I'm not going to say it works for every industry, but in real estate investing, those topics, if you change that much, they work. Any more questions, guys? Nope. All right. So Sean, I want to show one more here. Completely different company. See here, because it has to do with Google My Business. All right, so People's Property Solutions here, another one of our clients. I'm going to go to Radcliffe here. They're out of Kentucky, lower competition market, but I was going through some of the things with them and I found some very, very interesting that I thought I'd share. So we'll go ahead and do a search here. Here we go. So People's Property Solution, they have done almost nothing, right? They got a website up and they have the stuff on there that most of you guys have on there, but there's not a lot of competition. So they were able to rank very well right out of the gate, but they followed a couple things that I said. They did do a couple things at the beginning. They got citations, a pack of citations from us. So we created some directories and things. They got a Google My Business set up. Didn't do much with the Google My Business, but they got it set up. So when there's nothing else for Google to serve up, it starts positioning you as the authority. These guys are ranking for all their cities on page 1, and they're ranking #1 for the Google pack, the map pack. So this right here is major. This is what it looks like to rank here. They're getting calls with 0 effort. I know a lot of you guys are in more competitive markets, but point being, you guys, if you can, that Google My Business, having a spot on the organic rankings and having a spot in the Google My Business is huge, because this goes back to branding. This goes back to amplifying your message online. There's a number of shares here that people didn't land organically on your website. They actually went to social media, they went to your website, they did a couple searches, and they just kept seeing the brand, right? Brand recognition is huge for conversions. So this right here, this is another one I want to point out, that get on your Google My Business. If you haven't, do it. That's another major one that's going to put you guys in a position to win pretty big. All right, Sean, I'll pass it back to you.
I'm sorry, Roger, I have a quick
Yes.
question.
Sure.
I think I've asked you this before, but what you're describing, is this mostly for what's on your homepage? It's not for each of your tabs? Or can this be designed? Because I feel, and I might have to talk offline with you guys about this, but I feel like I want to switch around some of the tabs or some of my homepage just to kind of maximize optimization. But this is mostly for what's on your homepage, right? Not the separate tabs that you're pointing people to.
This
know
is
if that
for
question makes
individual-
sense.
This is for a very specific, let me see here. I think it's this one. Share. Yep. So let's just go back to Liz and Marie. Tell me if I'm answering this question right, but the whole strategy is you need to decide what page. So in this case, we're talking about the Phoenix page, right? So the whole strategy I just went through is just for the Phoenix page. And then just say
Okay.
for yours is notes, right? We have a landing page for notes. Well,
Yeah.
you should go to the notes page, right? Go to the silo, and the notes page lands here. Now you got to decide who's interested in notes would be your category, right? Your avatar. And then what questions does each one of those avatars have is how you fill out these additional blog posts.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
mean, so I believe you did answer my question. I guess I was just more concerned with, can I build this out for one of my pages, even if it's not on my homepage? So I think what you said is yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
The answer
okay.
is absolutely. Your homepage is almost like the hub of what's to come throughout it's like the index or yeah, it's like the what's on the whole website. And you can have sections saying, hey, click here to go to the notes page, right? And click here to go to the foreclosure page, click here to go to my location
Yeah.
page, and so on and so forth.
And so, and I apologize because this is probably going to be off topic, but going back to what you said about JP's page. So can we have a general homepage and then that just talks about real estate, and then maybe, sorry, it's noisy outside, and then maybe the tabs go into the We Buy Houses, Bronx, New York, We Buy Notes? Can we do something like that?
Yeah, what you don't want is what's called an orphan page. That is horrible because Google doesn't associate it with the rest of the website architecture. Meaning, if you don't have if the pages aren't interlinked in one way or another, If it's, I call it orphan because it's away, just it's on your website, but it's not connected to anything else. Google looks at it as a landing page by itself, kind of like ClickFunnels that's just out there. So the only way you can actually do anything is if we're driving ads to it, right? We kind of make sure that everything is connected one way or another. If it's the navigation bar, it's the navigation bar. But as long as it's
Okay.
connected one way or another.
Got it. Thanks so much.
I have a meta question.
Sure.
First off, is there a with those locations I saw on some of the pages for like the services or the locations, it depends on what it was. As you add those or change those, is there like a server side include functionality built into there? Are you actually putting those individually on your pages?
I'll say that again, Steve.
Are those things templated so we can, is it like a server side include type of thing, or are you actually putting that on each individual page? For like locations, are you templating those?
Yeah, no, they're templated. It's each individual page that we enter it though. There's no real plugin or anything like that that just kind of like loads them kind of.
Okay, so I can't put it on one and have it like in the footer for everything, go across to immediate.
To generate multiple pages, I guess.
Yeah, to generate them. Yeah.
Well, no, we would have to kind of copy and paste. Paste.
That's kind of what I saw. I couldn't find any place to do that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it alone for now. And the other question is, could you show your browser extensions? Because I've looked for different forced location things, and I'm not doing the one that I think you guys are doing, as well as what's that SEO one that you just showed?
Moz.
Oh yeah, Moz. So the one, and Sean, I know you got to start with your piece. So how about in the comments, I'm going to send links to my 2 extensions, Moz and the geolocation changer.
Cool, thanks.
Cool.
Anybody else got any questions on what Roger shared before we shift gears?
Oh.
It's not really shifting gears though, actually. It's kind of funny.
Okay. Roger, quick question.
Yes, sir.
This is Sal. So if we devise if we put together a video, which we've been thinking about, or we try to put something together, someone on the notes mentioned about a template that's available. Who would we talk to? We talk to support about that,
You're
or
talking about if you want us to do the video for you?
yeah.
Yeah, we have a real estate investor friendly template in process. It's not a fancy video, but it works for SEO purposes. If you want us to just knock them out for each of your location pages or certain location pages, email support, let us know which ones you want videos on. I believe they're what is it, $100, Roger, per video?
Yep,
to have
per video. Basically,
voiceovered, edited, done, ready to go to YouTube with all the stuff that you need on it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? No. All right. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Tony, unmute.
Yes, sir.
Give me what I mean by sales and marketing alignment.
Oh, come on. That is where your online stuff agrees with what you're saying.
Hey,
Close. John, May, help him out.
stop it.
Yeah, it's when your inbound traffic marketing and your sales people trying to convert are talking the same lingo, so it matches across the board.
Stop.
There we go. Basically a shared system, right? Shared communication. Sales is talking marketing talk, marketing's talking sales talk, right? Okay. Terry, welcome to the call. A little late, but you're going on the spot. Give me an example of how the sales side of our business can help support the marketing side of our business.
in what marketing is put out there. They're supporting that same product or idea. They're trying to reach the masses or the avatar or whatever they're trying to go after.
Not so much. Kind of close. Lorraine, help them out. How can sales support marketing?
How can sales support marketing?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm this might be a silly response, but I mean, sales can tell marketing what's working. I mean, if people are calling or calling into your sales, if they're asking them a question like, oh, how did you find us? Or how did you come across our information? They can start to capture that information and tell it to marketing, like, okay, so put more marketing dollars towards this effort versus the other one.
Absolutely. That's a really good example. Kim. I'll wait for you to unmute.
You know, I can't find that button. What's the question again, Sean? I'm sorry.
How can marketing support sales?
Marketing can support sales by, I guess, providing them with what they need in order to sell the products.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. If sales is doing their job, to
Yeah.
Lorraine's point, and telling them what works and what they need, right? At the end of the day, sales and marketing alignment is nothing more than the sales side of your business and the marketing side of your business sharing one customer journey, correct? I'll say that again. Sales and marketing alignment is nothing more than the sales side of your business and the marketing end of your business sharing the same customer journey. Your customer doesn't go through a journey through your marketing and then all of a sudden want to work with you and have to go through a whole other journey. That creates friction. That creates confusion, correct? So when we're really aligned, in essence, our marketing is selling and our sales team is marketing. I'll repeat that one to let that sink in. When we're truly aligned, our marketing is selling. And our sales, our selling end of our stuff, is just continually marketing our business. So think about what Roger just went over. Envision Liz, actually, Roger, if you could, if you still have it up on your screen, can you pull up the Phoenix page?
Doing it right now.
This is a great example when he pulls it up. You're showing your whole screen, so it's really small. This is a great example of sales and marketing alignment right here. What does the video on the right-hand side, what do we think that talks about? Actually, Liz or Marie, can you guys elaborate? What do you guys talk about in that video?
I'm not sure if Marie's back on. She had a computer problem. But we just talk about how we help people in the Phoenix area. And then it's been a couple weeks now since I've watched it, but what all the topics are that we can help them with. And the
Do you
situation.
get into process at all on how you
No.
help? So it's
Not
just
really,
about,
just this, it's a minute long. So it's just what we can do and how we'll help you, and, you know, to give us a call in the end to see what all we can do. You know, it's like, how can we help you? We don't know yet, but we're here to do this, you know, foreclosures, hoarders, inherited,
perfect.
fire. Yeah.
Perfect. Would you say that's more of a sales video or more of a marketing video?
I want to say it's more marketing because I'm not
I would
selling
agree.
them anything yet. I'm informing them
I would agree.
on what we
And it's not necessarily about selling versus informing. It's more of a marketing, right? It's raising awareness. Here's how we help in the Phoenix area. Here's the type of things that we help. Here's the type of people in the Phoenix area that we help, right? However, Roger, scroll down just a hair. That photo right there. How to save 10,000 or more when selling your house in Phoenix. We all know what this drives over to. We've broken this part down in the past. Liz, you tell me, is this funnel more from a marketing side or more selling them on you?
Okay, so at that point in time, they're going to get into the video and that's selling them on us, because now we're going to show them exactly how we can save them the money and what, you know, what our process will be on there.
However, is the title of that with a marketing attack on it or a marketing approach on it?
Well, it has marketing because we're telling them how we'll do something. And so that would be the marketing end, I would believe.
Yep.
And then the word selling is in there. So then we're going to show you, once you get in there, how that marketing, how that will help you sell.
So do we see how just on this one page, and this is just the hero section, just the top section of this particular page, we've got really good alignment. We've got assets on the page that help brand us, help market us, help put us out, help promote. Remember that definition of digital marketing, the promotion, right? It helps promote who the heck Liz and Marie is, what they do. But in that very same quick little scroll hit of this hero section, we're already armed with a sales tactic. And that's getting them into a funneled sequence, really wrapped around a lot of education, but that education is being delivered in a way where it sells Liz and Marie versus the competition. Does this make sense? I see some shaking heads. I see others with their faces down. I'm going to assume you're jotting a bunch of notes with ideas that are coming out of your head, Mickey. I mean, this is sales and marketing alignment. Andrea, you just posted something in the chat when Roger was doing his part. Roger, you can stop your share now. That's fine. You posted something in the chat. You were asking about case study. Can a case study be a blog? Absolutely. We answered that part, right? Case study is a great piece to do a blog around, right? I'd also encourage you to do a video case study on top of it and embed that on there with it. But let's break it apart here. Is the case study a sales tool or a marketing tool?
Yes.
Wow, Andrea, your voice got really deep. Sounds like Steven. Andrea, what do you think?
Yes, yes, it is both.
It is both, absolutely. Very good alignment there, right? I could use the case study from a marketing attack to draw interest, to draw intrigue, to raise awareness. But can I also use that same case study to convert, to close, to move them from a glance to a stare to wanting to do business with me? Yes? The testimonial that you want to put on the page. Is the testimonial a sales tool or more of a marketing tool?
I think it's both again, because it can be such a high conversion tool and arguably the highest conversion tool that we can throw out there in our favor.
I agree. Testimonials can carry a lot of weight from a sales side and a converting side, right? But on the surface, right, when we're bundling all of this together, right, when we're thinking, I want sales and marketing happening simultaneously in this, the testimonial is going to carry more of the marketing piece, right? Because it's going to grab the attention. It's the attention grabber. What continues that process? The case study. What continues it from there? The result that the person got from the case study, right? The result's what sells, not what they said. What they said got me to pay attention that maybe you know something because so-and-so saying that. The case study brings me closer to believing it, and then I find at the end of the case study what the result was, now I trust you. Now I'm happy with you, right? Now I want what they have and I don't have it. Pop quiz question number 3 or 4 here, whatever it is. Jordan, let's put you on the spot for a second. What's the two thoughts going through somebody's mind at any given time that a marketing and sales individual needs to be thinking about?
How can you help them? How are you going to help them? The second one, I don't know. What's the cost? What's the price? What's it going to do for me?
Steven, what are the two things? You're muted, Steven. I can't hear you.
I wasn't paying attention. I don't know the question.
What are the two things going through any consumer's mind at any given time that a sales agent or marketing individual, somebody that does sales and marketing, should be thinking about? There's only two thoughts in their head.
Do they try to do trust, and are they going to be able to do this? Do I want them? No.
Who remembers this? I went over it last week. Who thinks they remember? The two thoughts. Kim, what's your thought? What's your stab? No? Sal, what's your thought?
Well, I know it's building trust is the first one, and it's a moving block. I can't remember what the other one is. Hey,
No.
credibility.
Value.
No. Everybody write this down, red flag it, gold star it, whatever the heck you want to do, post it on your ceiling, put it on your refrigerator somewhere. This should become ingrained into your memory. You want to really explode a business, you want to know how the heck to actually market and sell something. Consumers have two thoughts in their heads. First one is they have a problem and they're trying to figure out how to solve it. It's the only reason they're looking for, that's one of the reasons, right? There's two reasons they're doing research and trying to look things up and why they want to even connect with companies like you. They have a problem and they need a solution and they can't find the solution. The other one is there's a result that they want and they can't get that result, or they haven't gotten that result yet. Chris, you're into powerlifting. There's a result you're going after. There's a weight, I bet, that you're trying to sling around, right? And you're not there yet. You haven't hit that weight. Because if you did hit that weight, you're striving for the next one. There's always a goal out there, right? There's a result that you're trying to get to that you haven't been able to achieve. So when you're researching things in the powerlifting community, in the powerlifting world, whether that's a different form, a better piece of equipment that you can use to help hold it, a better supplement that's not going to affect you as much, right? All these different possibilities. What's the reason you're doing it? I'm trying to get to that result. And I'm doing the research. I'm looking into things. I'm looking for what can help me get there, right? Would you agree with that? Yes?
Absolutely. 100%.
Now, flip the script. Real estate. You and Sal, you guys do real estate. Your sellers are in a pinch. They're in a bind. They're in a problem, right? They've got something happening and they need help and they don't know how to get out of it, or they don't know how to deal with it, or they don't know what other options there are. There's a problem and they need a solution. Who's the solution? Your product or service. They're looking for that. Every bit of our marketing needs to come down and answer either it gives, our product or service gives the result that the person is looking for, or it solves the problem that they have. Jordan, a lot of your clients on the credit side, they have a problem. Their credit sucks. They need a higher credit score. Your process solves the problem of not knowing how to grow their score, to push their score up, the steps that they need to take to get the initial cleanup done. Then they get to the next part, and what do they have in their mind? There's a result that they want. They want what they see. They see you leveraging credit. They want to know how to do that. Well, guess what? Your other product, service gives that result. I can solve the problem and I can give you the result. When your marketing thinks like it's sales, when your sales reinforces the marketing, and we have this core solid alignment, does sales feel salesy anymore? Does marketing feel begging anymore?
No, but that's exactly why we piss people off so bad when we're trying to market and sell something to them that they didn't ask for. And we've picked this group of people that fits a criteria we want, and we send them a message and they're irate about it because they didn't ask for it. And so, but that's exactly, I mean, that's like the nail on the head as to why, versus finding the people that are out there having the problem, having the thing that they need the result for, versus who we're picking right now.
The huge difference between those who want what you have, right? Those who need it, versus forcing. Mickey, I see your hand.
So the person that the investor that find us for the commercial and multi-units, she saw my video on YouTube as I'm walking through those multi-units. Then she saw on our website our case study, which I blogged as a case study, right? And so she knows the steps. I did like a series of like 5 different videos on each step, demo and all that we were doing. And so she's interested in buying multi-units for us. And she's also interested in just finding JV partner that could go onto bigger commercial with her. The meeting was just so smooth. Our posture, Aisa and I, it was really very special because we were not begging. She is the one coming to us, which is a very, very different reaction when we go toward the seller. It was just very, very different. And so we knew from entering the meeting already that we had her. Like it wasn't even a question anymore. It's like the pre-sell or pre-phases of everything of convincing was already done. We were just meeting to put the I on the T's and to see how we can make this relationship work.
I love it.
One of the things that came out of marketing a long time ago is that people structure their issues meant emotionally different ways. So they have it in their own head what their problem is. Well, I don't have a housing problem. I have a mortgage company problem. It's not that I have a credit problem. I've got a husband that spends too much money. So I guess it's the way that we phrase our marketing, and we just got to click on the right hot button to do that. I mean, we would call on doctors like Dr. Andrea, and when we called on them with our medicine, they didn't have a problem with what they were using. We had to make a problem. We had to show them that there was an issue that we could solve. The question is, what is that? And that's the secret of marketing.
You guys tell me, do people make a decision on emotion or logic when they're choosing a product or service? Emotion or logic?
Emotion.
Emotion. Every day.
Emotion.
All day long, people buy on emotion. How do they confirm? When buyer's remorse kicks in, how do they confirm it?
They go around and ask other people.
Do they confirm it with emotion or logic?
Logic. They
Logic.
logic themselves out of the emotion.
You have to please both. You start with the emotion and then the logic has to be there. It needs to make sense at some point.
Absolutely. Challenge yourself, though. Take a look at some of the marketing that you put out there and ask yourself, am I speaking emotionally? Am I speaking to their emotions, or am I speaking logically? I've actually, a couple of you guys have said it on calls with me. It would just make sense, it does make sense for them to choose me. This process always makes sense. But people don't judge or make the decision logically. The
May I
majority.
share too?
Yes, analyticals, different story. Got to play on an analytical a little bit different. When you've got a really fine-tuned sales process, you start to pinpoint the analytics really quick because they don't just move step to step really fast. They hang up somewhere. It's like, got them. There's my analytic. There's my Steven. Gonna have to do a thing or two different, right? Gonna have to pull a different tool out of the arsenal here. Another weapon to move them past that. But for the majority, people buy on emotion.
The emotion also comes from the confidence and also the authenticity of the person that they're buying from. And I
Absolutely.
think that's exactly what Mickey accomplished in all of that marketing. You are the person that this woman wants to be, and you displayed that flawlessly. So there was no question in her mind. You're totally comfortable and confident as an expert in what she wants to be in.
Absolutely. So to wrap up tonight, and it's kind of wrapping up this quick little couple week series that I did around sales and marketing and bringing these two together. Does not just talking digital marketing all the time help you guys? Would it be beneficial if we spent some time talking more sales process?
I've been
How do we
enjoying it.
actually get people in our funnel is cool. But once they get there, what the hell do we do with them next? How do we streamline it through so that it just feels like you're consistently being marketed to and not sold? Does that help you guys? Yes. One of the big things that we literally just on the meeting before this, Roger actually brought it up. There's a task that's going to be hitting his plate in a couple weeks here. He wants to go back and revisit some of these sections of our website and enhance, right? Big focus for us in Q3 is enhancement of internal systems, internal processes is one of the big ones that we're dialing in on. So we noticed a huge effect from the case study that you guys just saw last week, Friday, that he did on JP. And now what we just did with Liz and Marie. Literally, he did that. We posted it, put it in a few different spots. And within a matter of an hour, we already had an inbound lead hitting our website, chatting with us in our live chat, jumping on a call with me, signing up as a client. Marketing that did sales. It aligned directly. They got in, they got to our website, the whole message seamless, right? So as Roger's been pushing out some of these ideas, things for you guys to start focusing on, how do we increase our rankings? 100% it's needed. But start asking yourself, where does this fall? Is it more of a marketing tool or is it more of a sales tool? If it can be both, where's the biggest bang for my buck? Should I position it more from a sales asset, or should I position it more from a raise awareness, create excitement, create some intrigue, right? More the marketing side of things. And really pay attention to the assets that you're building out. And do I have balance between these? And it all has to come down to a singular process. Your prospects, the people that you are doing business with, it has to feel like, has anybody ever climbed on an extension ladder? Like a really tall 20, 25, 30-foot extension ladder? There are multiple sections, right? I have to extend them to get that high. But when I climb up on it, it just feels like it's a singular ladder. That's the way your sales and marketing has to come together. Your customer can't feel the difference. Because if they feel the difference, that's the point of friction. That's when objections come out. That's when oh, hold on a second, I got to think that over. Oh, hold on a second. Andrea, you got any other testimonials? You know anybody else before you go shoving that needle in me? Oh, right. Oh, Jordan, hold on a second. Are you sure that's not going to, is that really going to work? The second they feel a shift where you're no longer marketing, right? Trying to be all fluffy duffy. And now I'm trying to sell you and close you. that switch happens, objections galore. Kim, you got sold today. Did it feel salesy?
No, because it's a product that I wanted.
And did it answer the problem? Was it showing you there's a solution for your problem? And did it show you that you can get the result you actually wanted?
Yep.
Yet the whole time you and I were on a call, you were getting sold.
I know.
All the way from the very first question that got asked.
But Sean, I just want to say, it's not like we're selling, right? It's like we finally understand what the other one wants and where to bring them to. So we're providing this special, very special help for them. So I never feel like I'm someone, because I really don't like those pushy sellers myself. And actually I run away if they start pitching to me. But the way that we sell, and like you're saying, you're pitching to Kim, but you weren't, it's not that negative connotation that we have, because the other person at any given time, the rapport is never broken, right? It's never broken. It's very organic and it's very sincere. And it's out of like, I'm providing this service to you. I am serving you.
Absolutely. This is my definition of sales, right? I'm not the pushy salesman, right? Not the pushy people, not the pushy websites. I hate ClickFunnels for this purpose, because all they talk about is long form sales pages and use copy to really just sell. And it comes from a different angle. Sales, good sales, right? Authentic sales, authentic marketing and sales combined is nothing more than connecting a person to the result, or a person to the solution, a situation to the result, or a situation to the solution. If those two connections get made, yes, it's selling. I sold Kim. I sold Kim on me. I sold Kim on TRC. I sold Kim on the results that I've been able to create in my past. I've sold Kim on what Roger and I have been able to do in a year and a half. But I met it with, there's a result she's trying to get to, and I know we can get her there with the way we do things. So is that bad sales? No. Now, if I had no clue what the hell I was doing and I just said what I needed to say to get Kim to bite and move on with me, is that bad sales? Absolutely. Andrea is 100%. She knows without a doubt her treatments work. They get results. And if she sells her clients on a treatment, there's nothing wrong with that, because she knows it's gonna get them there, right? Now, if she just said whatever the heck she wanted to say so she can slap some needles in somebody and charge them a buku bunch of money, probably not going to be in business very long.
And people know if you care about getting results and if you really want to help them. And that's the emotional sale. At the end of the day, everybody knows. If you
that's
know
the marketing
what you're talking about, and if you really care and that you're in it to help them win, everybody knows it. And I don't waste anybody's time, including my own. And I refer people out. If I can't fix you, I'm going to tell you where to go. You might not like what I tell you to do, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And
Absolutely.
You know I am. And that's how it really works.
You know, a good example of bad selling in this REI is where you call up, like Elizabeth said, you call up someone that doesn't have an issue. You say, you need to sell your house now. Do you realize what's happening later on? You realize what's going to happen when the mortgage companies realize you're paying on time? You got to do this now. You know, it's kind of, that's the pushy thing that we all hate. This is definitely not that approach. This is more like Sean said, connecting an issue with the solution and having a consultative sell and seeing if you can come up with a solution. If you can't, you move on. But if anybody's dealt with probate sales, you know that that's a very sensitive, and you have to take your time and you have to handhold, And you have to be very sensitive about this. You can't be pushy at any given point. Otherwise you lose the opportunity to help them. And I think we're so used to the negative one that we forget that we're in the good side.
Absolutely. So again, that's the big focus for a lot of you guys right now, especially those that really, Roger, you can kind of correct me if I'm off course here, but when I look at who's on the call right now, it's kind of two buckets, right? We've got those that have been doing this for a little while, they're getting some results, and you're about to plateau again, and you got to kick to the next level, right? And this is where it comes down to, I got to put more, right? I got to do more to the site. I've got to do more off the site, pointing back and helping it out. But with that, it shouldn't just be do it just to get the SEO power. Let's make it useful to the business and figure out where does that fall. Can it help me convert sales? Can it help me educate better? Can it bring more awareness and be more of a marketing asset for me? Yes, I want to always think about how do I get the most squeeze, right? The most SEO juice out of these things if they're going on there. But I also got to think about where does it fit in the journey for the customer, for the prospect. The other bulk of you on this call, you're just getting ramped up, right? You just switched away from, you just got kind of, we handed you the keys to the Ferrari and you don't know how to drive it. And it's time for you to go take it to an open parking lot and test drive it around and play with it a little bit. That's where you're at. It's time for you to start creating some stuff and start testing it out and putting some pieces of the puzzle together and figure out, where do I need to use some of these assets? Where don't I? What other assets should I be creating? That kind of piece. So that we can start to get the power, right? We can start to learn how to control the power that we've got at our fingertips. Any questions? Actually, I'm going to do this. Stop.